Bonjour tout le monde. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use your knowledge organisers effectively today and how to use a revision clock with each of these. Sorry, that's upside down. How to use a revision clock. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a pen, either black or blue, a different coloured pen, it doesn't matter which colour, and maybe a highlighter would be a good idea as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on which part of the knowledge organiser I want to learn. So I'm going to go with adjectives. This is from the Year 9 knowledge organiser. I'm going to go with adjectives, and I'm going to spend some time learning how to pronounce these, how they're spelt, what the masculines and feminines are. And I can, if somebody's with me, I can get them to say the English, and I could either write or say the French, and they can tell me if it's correct. Or I could do this by myself. I can take a piece of paper, I can fold over, write the English on one side, and I can write the French on the other until I think I know it. So once I'm feeling pretty confident and I've spent a bit of time, you could even use Quizlet for some of these sets as well. Once I feel quite confident, I'm going to take my knowledge organiser and I'm going to pick a section to work in. So the section I'm going to work in, I'm going to write adjectives, because that's the bit that I am concentrating on. And I'm going to cover up my knowledge organiser so that I can't see what is underneath. And then I'm going to try and write down as many words as I can remember from my knowledge organiser. So the first thing I'm going to write, I remember charmant was on there because it was a cognate, so I'm going to write charmant. But I also need to write the feminine, so I'm going to put an E in brackets on the end to remind me that it's charmante for a girl, but charmant for a boy. Then I'm going to pick another one, lunatique. That was another one I remember from there. Now that already ends in an E, so I don't need to add another E for that one because it's already masculine and feminine. And then another one that I saw was jaloux, which is masculine. And then I might put a slash and write the feminine in as well, because I remember that was jalouse. Now, supposing that I haven't learned this particularly well, and those are the only three that I can remember, I'm going to go back to my knowledge organiser, and I'm going to look at the section again, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to test myself. So I already knew charmant, which is good. I already knew jaloux or jalouse, and I already knew lunatique. So I'm going to concentrate on the ones that I didn't know. The second time that I go back to my knowledge organiser, I'm going to write down in a different colour the ones which I remember a second time. So, for example, I saw gentil, and the feminine was gentille. Okay. I also saw ludique. Okay, I'm going to write that on there as well. And I also saw énervant. Now, there was the feminine, so I'm going to write the E on the end of that. Now, I know there's an accent in there somewhere, but I can't quite remember. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my knowledge organiser. And obviously, if I decide that accents are something which I'm not particularly great at, then I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight where there is an accent in one of the words, so that when I look back at it again, I will be able to spot where those sounds are. So I know now that there was an accent on énervant. So I'll go back to my knowledge organiser, and I'm going to put in énervant. So you can continue with this for each of the sections. If there are words that are particularly difficult, you can highlight them, or if there are ones you're making mistakes with, you can highlight them. But you take it section by section. So here we have some time phrases. So on my knowledge organiser, on my revision clock rather, I would have a section for time phrases. I would also have essential words, all these little words that are so important, and I would have another section for that. So I work my way through the knowledge organiser, and what I should have is what I know pretty well in one colour, and then things that I sort of know that maybe aren't in my long-term memory, because what I'm also doing is categorising each of these sections as I go round. Okay, so that's how you use the knowledge organiser with a revision clock. I hope that makes sense. Obviously, if you have any questions or you don't understand anything, you can send me a message on Show My Homework. Okay, merci beaucoup.